can't see that! It's the next video. Alright, so a hallway, I don't see anything to be played here. Guess it's closer to the other end. Hey, Count, we're going to explore this hallway. Sounds good to me. Just be careful. Oh, and if you need to get back, just knock. Even I don't have enough endurance to be able to spin this forever. Having said that, he let the door slam shut. Mr. Wolf and I walked through the hallway until we came to a dead end with a table that had glasses filled with water on it. The key that must be played. Can you... It might take a while, but I should be able to play this tune.
Avast virus database has been updated.
Thanks, Avast. I really needed to know that right now. I have played the glass harp before, but I might be out of practice. I watched him measure out water and test the sounds produced. I love the glass harp. I wish I knew how to play the glass harp. It's so pretty. For those of you that don't know what a glass harp is, look it up. It's where people fill like wine glasses with water, but like a certain amount of water, and depending on how much water is in there, you wet your finger and you bring it around the top of the glass, and it makes these beautiful sounds. It's one of the most amazing, just ridiculously out of this world instruments ever. I can play a normal harp, but I can't play the glass harp. It took a while, but soon a hidden door started to slide open a little more with each right note. The only problem was that each wrong note sent it crashing back down. After a while, Mr. Wolf turned to me looking determined. I can open the door long enough for you to get through. Even playing the whole song won't leave it permanently open, though. I'm sorry. That's fine. That's already more than I could have done. I positioned myself in front of the door and he started playing again. The moment it was high enough, I darted under and entered the new room. This room actually had a door that wasn't hidden. Something that needs to be solved. We're gonna quick save because this is a minigame. I walked up to the door and the third clue became clear. There was a sliding puzzle on it. Piece of cake. No. I hate sliding puzzles. Alright, if I remember correctly, pop over here for a second. We're gonna go... this one. And then I think it's, 5, 9, 13... 14, it's this one, 10, 6, 2, 3. Don't worry about the numbers. It makes sense to me. And then we go. Yeah! They show a picture of the puzzle with a bunch of like numbers, and then if you click them in the right order, it shows you by numbers. So there you go, slidey puzzle. If you take really long, you start losing points, and I can't stand losing in Otomes because they're Otomes. And done. That was easier than I thought. Yeah, it was, because I had the answers. The moment the last piece slid into place, a different door swung open and a man walked in. Well done. Your team receives 5 points for this task. Your team awaits you. The first time I tried this, I literally had it running for an hour, trying to figure out the stupid puzzle. Blech! I followed him to a room where the three of them were sitting. Look at how adorable they are. They're so cute. I guess having you on the team isn't such a bad thing. She got us a 5. If you ask me, that isn't bad at all. It's great. You did really well. Don't let it go to your head, though. This was just the first task. I took a seat and turned my attention to the big screen television. So, what are we watching? The other team's tasks. But those are different from what we did. Each team received a unique task, depending on their skills. It's quite fun to watch. It's not fun. It's research. We might get some of these tasks later. Not to mention that knowing how many people you need to watch out for in a competition isn't a bad thing. It can also be fun research. Grumpy, grumpy, grumpy. A couple of hours later, a now familiar tone sounded. Another announcement? All teams have now finished their task, one way or another. Congratulations to those who were successful, and my condolences to those who weren't. Don't worry too much. Tomorrow is another day after all. As for today, normally I'd have everyone gather in the dining hall for dinner, but seeming as how we're doing the whole team thing, we might as well stick to it. Dinner will be brought to each team's current team area, but be warned, your performance in the task determines the quality of food. Enjoy! Another tone signaled the end of the announcement. A waiter came in wheeling a cart filled with food covered with silver domes, followed by another waiter with more food and another, and is this all for us? Don't sound so surprised, but it's so much. Eat what you like. The staff will take care of the rest. You act like this is a normal thing, isn't it? Not to most people. Well, we're not most people. And Eric likes to splurge. Well, that explains the entire event. Too much money. I was distracted by the aromas wafting towards me as the food was uncovered. I immediately set about filling my plate. Someone's easily distracted. I think a healthy appetite is a good thing. A moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips. Screw you, man. You don't know what's going on. You're the one that needs to worry about that, Mr. Skeleton. I'll have you know that this body is the result of a strict exercise regime and nutrition plan. And mine's the result of enjoying myself. I fail to see your point. Wow, this food is great. Do you guys really eat like this all the time? Pretty much, although I like to eat simpler stuff sometimes too. Man, you guys are lucky. Everyone at this event should be able to afford to eat like this all the time, so I don't see what luck has to do with it. Well, my family always had to watch our budget growing up, so splurging just isn't something I feel right doing. Even if it's on food, I wouldn't either. I really admire people like you, you know? Me? Why? I'm not anything special. You weren't born into this lifestyle, but you managed to work your way to it. All he did was sing. Ooh. I have a text sound that is playing. Actually, I do believe that is a phone call. How long have I been recording for? 6 minutes. If they call back, I will answer. And just stop recording and I'll have to edit this together. So anyway, blah, 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 blah. I was lucky my manager found me. I didn't really do anything. Your skill sheet says you can play instruments, dance, read music. I'm passionate about music. Don't people usually research and dabble in what they're passionate about? I didn't do anything unusual. Things just worked out in my favor. Now I'm doing what I love doing. Well, I, for one, am glad they did. Maybe when we win, you can sing us a victory song. He ducked his head shyly. Thanks. I'll see what I can do. When we win, someone's cocky. Not cocky, confident. Confidence is good. Very good. It's a bit early to be too confident. We don't even have a secure lead yet. But we will, if we all do our best. I play to win. You want my best? You've got it. I certainly don't mind doing my best in service of a beautiful lady. I'll do what I can and try not to get in the way. Honestly, watching them at that moment, I couldn't help but feel that we could make a great team. We can. When I woke up the next day, the first thing I did after getting ready for the day was check for a note under the door. I found no note, but the sound of a fire alarm stopped me from thinking too much about it. Instead, I pulled open the door and rushed out into the hall and made my way outside. From the looks of it, everyone else had the same idea. Glancing around, I saw Mr. Bandages standing to the side, away from the pandemonium. I almost said pandomium. Pandemonium caused by the other guests rushing out into the lawn. A few seconds later, I saw Mr. Wolf trying to get through the crowd, but failing. I kept looking around to try and locate the Count, but to no avail. I should keep looking for the Count. I started to walk around while scanning the faces of everyone in the crowd. Maybe I missed him? He wouldn't still be in there after the fire alarm sounded, would he? Maybe he overslept. But who could sleep through a fire alarm? I was so deep in thought that a hand on my shoulder had me jumping in fright. I didn't mean to startle you. Where the heck were you? Looking for the rest of you. Well, Mr. Bandages was easy to find, but you're short enough that finding you in a crowd, I was looking for you. I guess we kept missing each other then. I guess so. Well, now that we found each other, we should probably meet up with the others, even if I'd rather have you to myself for just a little longer. You're right, the others might be worried. Well, Mr. Wolf might be worried. We made our way to where Mr. Wolf and Mr. Bandages was standing. Eric's got us all out here. The least he can do is tell us why. You noticed it too, then. What are the two of you talking about? Isn't there a fire or something? If it was a real fire, the sprinkler system would have kicked in, and the help would also be out here, tending to the guests, or trying to control the situation. I forgot who was speaking. Eric doesn't skimp on safety precautions. So this was planned? Seems like it. Wasn't that a bit much? Couldn't he have just used the PA system to tell us to assemble on the lawn? You'll find that our host has a flair for the dramatic, even in the most inappropriate of situations. Well, it does make... Oh, wait, I think that was Mr. Bandages speaking. Oops. Is that Mr. Valdemar up there on the roof? We all looked up to see someone in a phantom costume standing on the roof. There's that dramatic flair I was talking about. They're actually best friends, by the way, Mr. Bandages and, Valdemar. I thank you all for gathering out here this fine morning. I hope that you slept well. There's nothing quite like a fire scare to get the blood pumping, but rest assured that there was no fire. Today's task will require every member of each team to work together. I hope you will enjoy it! Yes. He dropped something and disappeared in a cloud of smoke. He's not even going to tell us what the task is? Wait for it. Suddenly, a multitude of waiters pushing carts of food spewed out of the mansion. One of them made a beeline for us. Your clue, Miss Archer. He handed me an envelope before removing the covering on the food. And your breakfast. Excuse me. The Count, Mr. Wolf, and I all dug in with gusto. I think I want to make him French, Mr. Bandages. Nobody has an accent, and this upsets me. I don't actually know how to do a French accent. I only know how to do a Stefano accent, which is decidedly not French. It's just a PewDiePie Stefano accent. Could you at least let... Oh, that's Russian. I can't do French. Never mind. Could you at least let me read the clue first? Clue now. Oh, food now, clue later. He let out a frustrated noise before joining us in devouring the delicacies provided. Once I was satisfied, I opened the envelope to read our clue. It's only half a clue. How can you tell? It says right here that we need to find the other half. Damn Eric and his need for 2 clues. Is it really 2 clues if yes? Are you going to read it or are we just going to stand here all day? Keep your bandages on. I was about to read it. Find the troll of riddles. There you'll negotiate. Let's see if you can pass this very special gate. Troll of riddles? Eric? I don't think that's the kind of troll it means. Gross, bridge, and treasure guarding troll then. I have no idea what that sentence means. I think I just keep reading it wrong. Probably. It is a Halloween event after all. I want to make him Russian. Pity. I was hoping to get the chance to yell at him. So, any idea? I'm gonna make him a country boy because it actually makes sense he is a country boy. So, any idea what a troll would be? If Eric wants to be a drama queen, which he always does, it'd be at a bridge. There's a bridge in the South Gardens. South Gardens? Does he have North, East, and West Gardens too? Then I guess that's our destination. I'm surprised you didn't know that. The South Gardens are far too showy for my tastes. Who needs a river, a hedge maze, a greenhouse, a gazebo, and a fountain, all in the same place? Eric, apparently. We followed the Count around the outside of the mansion until a bridge and a man in a troll costume came into view. If the fact that we're the only guests here is any indication, we're the only ones with this clue. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's an Eric thing. He likes to make things complicated. Halt, mortals! What business do you have here? So this is your bridge? At least we know you're not I will not deign to speak to a female. What the? Hey, that's just rude and sexist. Do any of you males have business with me? Oh no you don't. Team meeting now. I grabbed him and pulled him out of earshot of the troll. Looking back, I was glad to see that the others had followed obediently. He won't speak to me, but we need to negotiate. That's what I was trying to... No, you were trying to usurp me. What, I can't do both? Let me do it. I can charm the pants off... Wait, that probably isn't the best thing to say when we're discussing a troll. I could give it a shot, but... Or you can just let me do what I was about to. Do we even know what we're negotiating for? Passage and the second clue, I'd wager. I doubt that's all. Those are things we need, so negotiating just for them and failing seems too harsh for one of Eric's games. True. Miss Archer, who would you rather have negotiate? Well, if you guys remember, one of the Count's skills was negotiating. What happened to voting? Why does she get to? She's the leader. This is a game decision. It's her choice. Besides, you wouldn't win the vote anyway. I think the Count should negotiate. But we're going to quick save. The Count should negotiate. It is listed as one of his skills, after all. Your faith in me warms my heart. I missed that. I think I can... Oops! What did that do? Return. I can go like this. I don't need luck. I have skill. Let's see these skills of yours in action. Don't be too envious of me. The Count went to talk to the troll and returned a few minutes later looking pleased. He'll let Miss Archer and Mr. Wolf through, give them the second clue and walkie-talkies. So much for your skills. If you were the master negotiator you claim to be, you would have gotten us all through. From what I found out from the troll, walkie-talkies are much more useful in the next part of the task than the number of people you have. Fine, but why him? The troll thinks he's a kid, and women are children rate low enough to the troll that he counted them as one person. One person. The troll is a troll. Oh, excuse me, that wasn't the count. The troll is a troll. At least it worked in our favor. True. Come on, Mr. Wolf, we have a task to complete. Okay. You have no idea how lucky you are, Mr. Wolf. You get to have a romantic time in the South Gardens with Miss Archer. Ignore him. Just focus on the task and remember you'll have to deal with me if you mess up. I'll try not to. Was that really necessary, Mr. Wet Bandages? I'd rather have him worried than a blushing, stuttering mess that can't think straight. Ah, my nose is so itchy. Oops. Well, we're going now. Remember, don't fail. Thank you, Avast. I appreciate you yelling at me. This time when we tried to cross the bridge, we were met with no resistance. Take these. He handed a walkie-talkie to each of us. This way, if you get separated, you can still contact your mother. My mother? I'm not that old. Take this, too. He shoved the second clue into my hand and walked off. Rude. Yeah. Excuse me. Let's see what this clue says. Get up high and see below. Where you stop, you should know. This clue is shorter than the others. I guess that's why it said half. Good point. So up high, the roof? I don't think he'd make us come outside and then try to get up to the roof. You don't know. Oh, you never know. How about I climb that tree over there and see before we try scaling the mansion? It certainly seems pretty high. Are you sure you... Climbing a tree is something I can definitely do. I used to do it all the time as a kid. I kind of miss it. Then go for it. All right. He hooked his walkie-talkie to the side of his costume and started to climb. Once he reached one of the higher branches, he stopped looking around and looked around. After a moment, I heard a crackling sound, and his voice came over the walkie-talkie. I think I get what the clue was trying to say. Yeah? That huge hedge is in fact a hedge maze. From up here, I can see the way to the goal. So these walkie-talkies are so you can lead me to it. Seems like it. Alright, I'll follow your directions. If you scroll with your little mouse wheel, it does something else. I don't know how long I've been recording. 17 minutes. Alright, we'll do this and then I'll stop recording. I'll do my best to guide you. North, east, this way, south, west. Yeah. North! Go east. North, I already know the way. East, north, I'm really good at mazes, so I didn't even need a cheat to figure this one out. You're terrible at this, Mr. Wolf. When I reached the goal point, there was a man waiting for me. You have successfully completed this task. Your team receives 5 points for this task. I will lead you out. I followed him back to the bridge where Mr. Wolf, Mr. Bandages, and the Count were waiting. You did it! Not bad. Your navigational skills are superb. Thanks. Please, follow me to your team room. We arrived at our team room just in time for an announcement. Due to a multitude of complaints or comments, dinner will no longer be based on score. That is all. Enjoy the rest of the day. The tone signaling the end of the message sounded. That's a pity. I really liked the idea. I wonder who complained. Hey, don't look at me. I actually thought it was a good idea. It was useful for encouraging competition. Only in those that would rather not have the lower quality food, which was apparently a multitude. All right. And that is the end of the second day, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. I will see you guys in the next video, which will, just be in a flash. I don't know why I keep saying that. It sticks no matter how often I try to make it go away. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!